Now, one of the things that we know about NEO is that back in 2021, they indicated that by 2025 or by end of 2025, they would have penetrated 25 countries, which is something that, of course, it's great, it's amazing. But one thing that we read recently, especially coming from China, they spoke to their EV car companies to say they must slow down when it comes to expansion, especially in Europe, where there is still a situation of back and forth of the tariff increase onto the Chinese EV makers like NEO. And this was not good because 2025, we know it's around the corner. And also seeing the kind of progress or seeing the kind of sales rather that we are seeing in Europe, you and me can agree that NEO is not doing that well, and therefore it might not make that much of sense for them to continue growing or selling in Europe, as they are not generating enough sales there. Now, the reason why I'm reminding you about all this is that the president of NEO just indicated that the plan still remains that by end of 2025 they are going to be they would have penetrated 25 countries. You will know that right now, NEO outside of China, they are selling their cars in Israel, they are selling their cars in Egypt, they are selling their cars in UAE, right? And then you have got Denmark, Netherlands, Sweden, Germany, and Norway, which they are already selling their cars. Last week we were talking about NEO penetrating or NEO announcing penetrating the 9th country, which is Azerbaijan. Now, this is good, or it shows you that NEO, from their target, they are like left with 16 countries. So between now and end of next year, NEO would have penetrated 16 more countries, which I suppose is bullish because now NEO, on the NEO stores, you won't not only be seeing NEO, but you will also be seeing the Firefly sub-brand. You might also be seeing Onvo, the Onvo sub-brand, which is great, which is massive. And I know right now it might not be making sense why NEO is looking at penetrating 16 more countries without generating that much of sales outside of China. But I think NEO has got a plan. They cannot just go out there and penetrate the markets without having a proper plan. I think this is because, or it's mainly because NEO has got a plan. I mean, the very same president of NEO said he hopes to enter more than 90% of overseas markets in the next 5 to 10 years. So wherever cars are being sold, NEO plans to penetrate 90% of the countries in the next 5 to 10 years, which is massive because this will unlock quite a number of sales for NEO outside of China. And I will say this again, right now NEO it's very much different from the NEO we were seeing last year, right? The NEO that we know now, it is selling also their first brand Onvo L60, which is quite affordable, quite cheaper than the NEO main models. We are also seeing 2025 NEO going to announce their cheapest sub-brand called Firefly, which the price range-wise is 100 to 200,000 RMB, which that is also a massive catalyst because all this, you know that they support battery swapping station technology, which is currently being deployed by NEO. So this is good, man. To know that the president of NEO is indicating this, it just shows you the potential that lies within the NEO stock. Because NEO is planning on penetrating 90% of the countries globally, which is 90% of the overseas market in the next 5 to 10 years. This is a good statement coming from the NEO president. So I am happy, man. I am excited. I think we can brace ourselves for what's coming. I know right now in Europe there is no conclusion as yet, or China and EU Commission have not reached an agreement when it comes to the tariff increase, but we read that there were progress that were being made as of last week, which is something that I suppose it's good for the us as investors. It's good for EV companies like NEO, together with us, the investors, because we know that NEO will be able to progress and continue maybe or improve in terms of their performance in Europe. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about this. 25 countries by end of next year and 90% of the overseas market in the next 5 to 10 years, which is this, I think it's It's quite a very good statement. It's a statement that shows massive growth. It's a statement that shows that whatever you are seeing now might not be compared to what you'll see in the near future. NIO is a company which is set for greatness. NIO will do exceptionally well, and those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. So tell me what you think about this. Don't forget to hit the likes button, comment, subscribe. Once you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell, because on this channel I talk a lot about NIO. I know share price wise NIO might not be trading where you want it to. It's still trading below $5 per stock, but we want it in the double digits, right? Which I suppose the more NIO grows, the more NIO does well, we are going to see this growth also coming or reflecting on the share price. Tomorrow NIO will be giving us their Q3 earnings, and we are hoping for great things coming from those earnings. It appears that investors are already starting to pile, looking at what NIO might announce tomorrow. And I must say, we look forward to those earnings, because like I said, those earnings will either make or break the NIO share price. We might see a short squeeze tomorrow or see more sharp falls, which I hardly think we are going to see more falls. Chances are very high that we are going to see a short squeeze due to the news, due to the fundamentals that NIO has built. I mean, the guidance, gross margins, those will be very important tomorrow, extremely important. So we need to closely monitor that. Otherwise, man, I just thought, like I said, I give you this quick updates. We look forward to tomorrow. Insurance registrations have already covered 4,800 is what NIO had for the period ending, or for the week ending on the 17th of November. Tell me what you think about this. Do your own due diligence, and God bless you all.